I went into today's game with one mission and one mission only. And it wasn't about a win or a loss. You get the win, what you need to do to get the win, to stay in the hunt, to maybe be in the playoff mix as a wild card team. Or if you lose this game, what does it mean the rest of the season? A win or a loss did not matter to me. What ultimately mattered to me was that JJ McCarthy, that we saw some sort of progression to where we can at least establish a new baseline for him as a pro quarterback. Because the first two games, and we don't have to go into great detail, we've done it enough times already, but the first two games, he looked like a practice squad quarterback outside of the fourth quarter, week one, against the Chicago Bears. He looked like he just wasn't ready to play at the NFL level. So, what I wanted to see after missing the next 5 games was, okay, can you look competent? Can you look like you belong in professional football? We got that and then some. 3 total touchdowns, 2 in the air, 1 on the ground himself. He got credited with an interception as well, although we all know that was bullshit. That was a pass that was actually completed to Jalen Nailor. The ball, although it could have been a better pass to Jalen Nailor, the ball, he caught it with one hand, pressed it up against his thigh, and got tackled to the ground with one knee down. And at the same time, yes, they were fighting over the ball, Nailor and whoever the defender was. I forgot who it was. It doesn't matter. But although it was kind of reminiscent of, you remember the season where you had the replacement refs and it was the Seattle Green Bay game, the defender and the receiver both came down with the ball and they screwed the game up. The refs did anyway. It's kind of similar to that in the sense that, yeah, they were both fighting over the ball, but the play should have been ruled dead after Nailor made the catch with one hand, pressed it against his thigh, and his knee was down with contact. Instead, they reviewed it. They actually reviewed it and said the play on the field stands. That is absolute BS. The refs, they made so many errors in this game that it's hard to even keep up with just how many errors that they made in this game. But this game showed me that all that I was looking for as far as JJ McCarthy, can he look better than what he did the last time we saw him? 2 games out of a possible, I believe, 24 games played, or 24 games that he could have played, he played in just 2 of those games. He has taken a giant leap in his progression. I feel very comfortable saying that because, and it wasn't just one quarter in a game, Chicago week 1. It was over the course of an entire 4-quarter game where he wasn't perfect, but he definitely belonged. And especially against this team on the road, a divisional opponent, to look the way he did, I feel comfortable saying that JJ McCarthy in this game has shown that he has taken a giant leap as a professional quarterback. And not just we can talk about the sideline down the seam passes all we want to. He's always been really good at that and will continue to excel in those types of passes. But even work in the middle of the field, the intermediate routes, and there were some passes that were behind his receivers or a little bit too high for his receivers to make a play on the ball, but that's okay because those specific things you can work on as far as, okay, I need to get better at this. These things I can do really, really well, but on these types of throws, it's been happening a little bit too often, but I'm going to work on it and get better at it. Hell, players in their 5th, 6th, 7th year in the NFL are still working on perfecting their craft. No one is perfect at all, but as far as how to be the very best that you can be, seasoned vets are always working to get better and better. Those couple of throws that were a bit off target is nothing to raise hell about, because he did far more good things, great things, than those few throws that if we want to nitpick them for. But sensing pressure, dealing with adversity, the piss poor officiating, playing in a tight game, and the adversity of Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell tried his very best, man. It's gotten to the point where it's like he is who he is. Like, he's, for the most part, and in fairness to him, KOC for the most part called a pretty good game. But KOC did everything he could to sabotage the Vikings' chances of winning this game against Detroit at the very end. And we'll get to that in just a second. This video is brought to you by Sleeper. New users that love to play daily fantasy, sign up for Sleeper and get a free $20 entry with no deposit required. And any deposit that you do make, you'll get a 100% match up to $100. Terms and conditions do apply. For that 100% match up to $100, use the promo code Randy. Check out Sleeper today. And now for KOC, man. This dude is hilarious. He cannot help himself. This man, so first off, this is the second to last possession by the Vikings. Before that, the Lions attempted a field goal to cut the lead down to 4 points. Okay. The field goal gets blocked and it gets returned by Isaiah Rodgers. And Isaiah Rodgers returns it to the Detroit 26-yard line. So the Vikings, they start that offensive drive damn near in the red zone. So we're going to go through each of these plays, okay? It's a 27-17 game with 6.5 minutes left to go. First down, a 5-yard run by Jordan Mason. Okay. Second down, 2nd and 5. It's a 10-yard penalty. It's a holding penalty. You back up 10 yards. Third down, or 2nd and 15 after the penalty, a 16-yard jet run by Jordan Addison. So that's after the penalty, a net gain of plus 6 yards. Now, okay, it is 1st and 10. 13-yard run by Jordan Mason. Great. Sets you up for 1st and goal at the Detroit 1-yard line. You're at the 1. Just punch it in and you're good. You punch it in, you're up by, goodness, you punch it in, it's going to be a 31-17 game at that point. You're up either way by 2 possessions, even with the field goal. But you're up by 2 touchdowns if you were to treat the 1st and goal at the 1 the way that you should have. So 1st and goal at the 1. A -1 yard run by Jordan Mason. Okay. It's 2nd and goal at the Detroit 2. And 2nd and goal, KOC calls a pass. He calls a pass, man. JJ McCarthy passes incomplete short right to Justin Jefferson. It's still, the Vikings are still at the Detroit 2-yard line. 3rd and goal at Detroit's 2. KOC calls a pass that results in JJ McCarthy getting sacked. And then it's 4th down. 4th and goal at Detroit's 2-yard line. I still would have went for it. I would have went for it. But then again, the way that KOC calls plays, you can't go for it. You might as well take the field goal, and they did. Why did you abandon the run at 2nd and goal at the 2? The next 2 plays, both at the 2-yard line. You're going to call pass, one of them resulting in a sack. They kick the field goal, and they go up by 10 points. The Lions, they get the ball back, and they score a touchdown. So now, catching a tight butt here, the Vikings are only up by 3. And they're up by 3 with under 2 minutes left to go. They started off a 4-yard run, a 1-yard run, and then the play that essentially sealed everything And this is why I'm going to say that the adversity, going back to the adversity that JJ McCarthy had to overcome, including KOC, is because of this. KOC nearly threw the whole game away, nearly sabotaged it, nearly choked the game away. But on 3rd and 5, the final possession, you had to throw it at that point. JJ McCarthy makes a pass to the right side to Jalen Nailor, a beautiful pass in tight coverage. And Nailor did like a spinneroonie midair, made the catch, new set of downs, game over. The Vikings win. Great pass, great catch, great maneuvering to make that catch. That's what I'm talking about. So this was a case where JJ McCarthy had to overcome his head coach. That for me is a big deal, because if he can do that consistently, look out, man. The Vikings may be doing some things. They may be going places. That's legit. Then you go to a couple of shout outs to defensive players. You had Blake Cashman, who was a beast against the run, a tackle for loss. You had Javon Hargrave making a couple of plays. He got a sack and 2 TFLs. I think the run defense was really good. Jahmyr Gibbs didn't necessarily go all the way off. In fact, as a team, the Detroit Lions, 20 rush attempts, 65 yards. They got a touchdown from David Montgomery, but the run defense was really, really good. Ivan Pace was active out there. Jalen Redmond was doing his thing. You've got, man, the way that they played today on the road against that team, and the way that JJ McCarthy played, though, as far as this season, what this could mean for the Vikings as a whole for the rest of this season, I have no idea. I just want to see JJ McCarthy get better and better. And the fact that he was significantly better compared to what we last saw him over the course of a 4-quarter game, a full game. He wasn't great, but he was certainly great compared to what we saw last time. And I believe that if he can keep this up, the sky is the limit for this dude. JJ McCarthy, well done. KOC, you tried to throw it all away, but you did not succeed. And I'll take it. We will see you next time. Oh my God. Pass, pass, pass. Defense, defense, defense. Pass, pass, pass. Defense, defense, defense. All right.